Hola, 'tis I, Alycia. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're doing fantastico. So what's new? So yesterday, I had to go get my hair chopped. You know how it is. I don't like to go and sit forever at a salon or whatever. I mean, I've spent many a year sitting in a salon chair, getting blowouts and getting my hair touched up and all that stuff. And then, when the thing happened and we weren't going to salons for a while, and I was like, I'm going to just let it grow out. See what happens. What kind of grays I have under this mess. And then I'm like, okay, not bad, whatever. And, that's less money I have to spend. So, and time. And the time's kind of more valuable to me than the money, although now the money too. Anyhow, so I got it chopped. So it doesn't look like a lot. It is kind of short. And it's kind of hard to see in the mausoleum here. Yes, the lighting, we know. This is not fancy YouTuber of the world over here. So it is shorter, but, so I can't put it up in a bun. But I don't think I have, look, I don't have my orange anymore at the bottoms. That's what I was, annoyed with. When you're growing out your hair and there's, 2 different colors and it just bugs you? Yeah, that was bugging me. So anyway, that's what I've got. And then, you guys were asking about that shirt that I was wearing, the pink shirt, a couple videos back probably. That is a Hell Bunny shirt. So I found Hell Bunny by going to a mall, and they had a store there. It had all these vintage clothes, and I was like, oh. And I saw that I saw a blouse there, and then I went online, and that shirt that I got happened to be on clearance. Hell Bunny is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination, unless you're like some baller and you're like, $60 for a blouse is totally cheap, or $100 for a blouse is totally cheap. Like, no. Anyhow, they are well made. It's just, that's not cheap. So I got that clearance blouse, and then I got another blouse I haven't worn yet. Now, why am I not wearing my other blouse, and why am I wearing my special Never Not Awkward shirt? Because today it's going to be, where is my weather? 92 degrees. It is November 11th, and it's going to be 92 degrees. So, no, I'm not going to be all, no. Okay. So, there's that. Anyhow, so, yeah, hair, my blouse. All right, so there's that. All right, then we are going to look into Amelia Earhart today, right? Because I didn't realize I found 5 conspiracy theories about what happened to her. Had no idea. I remember, though, going to the Smithsonian, and, okay, so when we, long time ago, when we were allowed to travel, and we had taken a trip to DC, and we had gone to a lot of the Smithsonians. I don't think we went to all of them, but went to a lot of them. And we went to the one that's not like in the mall, but the one that's by the airport, the airplane, I don't know what it's called, by Dulles. And we went in there, and we went to the other one. Okay, so we went to all the airplane ones because, I like airplanes. My husband likes airplanes, all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of interesting, though, because I had this conversation about, she's not, the only chick pilot. She wasn't even, there's other chick pilots, right? And it's not like she was the only one doing, awesome stuff. There was other chicks doing awesome stuff. But, because she got lost. That's why she's up in our mind. So it was just kind of one of those things. I was just like, amazing how certain people get remembered for things, and then you have certain people that don't ever get remembered for things, or eventually get remembered for things. Oh, history, you are a funny thing. All right, so there's that. Okay, and then by the time you get this video, it'll be Friday, November 12th, and some people were like, is there something going to happen on 11/11? I don't think so. We'll look into it real quick, but I don't think so. I didn't even know that was a thing for people. That was just in my mind, well, Veterans Day. So we'll look real quick. But there's going to be a discount on my website. So if you wanted to get your, crystals, you can. So I'm going to show you some. These ones are tiny, though. So I have to flip the screen. These ones are super, special. Okay, these are not like your everyday stick it in your pocket unless, I don't know, you're really confident you don't lose things. Then go ahead. So this first one is sunstone. I'm telling you, these are really special because they're tiny. This is a sunstone butterfly. Isn't that cute? It's got the little sparkles. Like, seriously, there's little sparkles there. It's sunstone. So I have sunstone in the shop in a tumble, but it is not like this quality sunstone, okay? So sunstone, amazing, cute little thing. But like I said, these are not cheap because they're kind of like collector things, or, you know, carved by hand. This is not mass done, whatever's. You get it. Okay, citrine. There's only 2 of the sunstone butterflies. The citrine butterflies, there's 3. And these are also hand carved. And they also, the ones that are in the shop, they have like a different, they're all different in terms of the vibrancy of the stone. I wonder if, let's see if I can stick it on my selenite wand, because you can't really see the color as well. Look, there we go. How cute. I mean, we know this is not QVC here, so that's the citrine butterfly. Sunstone's about giving you courage, right? Citrine's abundance. Citrine's something, if you have you're worried about abundance, you want to stick it like in your wallet, or if you had a business, like you'd put it in your cash register, that kind of stuff. Then we have amber. Remember we talked about amber the other day, and those were the pieces that were raw. They just look like little chunks of kind of like crunchy poo, I guess. But amber is good for, you know, cleansing your aura, keeping negative shit out of your auric field, your energy field. And this is another type of amber that was carved into a rose. I mean, it's kind of hard to see all the coolness of this thing, but it's amazing. See if I can do this. So you can kind of see here, it's beautiful. Obviously, I can't show you how beautiful it is. I feel like one of those like people on TV who's like, oh my God, if you saw it in person, you'd be like, and then it's like, then sometimes people are like, ugh. I'm serious, no. If you saw this in person, you'd be like, oh. I'm not like a liar on the QVCs. One time I bought goat soap on QVC, and they were like, I don't remember, it was a certain brand, and I got sucked into it. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing goat soap. And they're like, oh, welcome to the goat soap family, or whatever it was. They actually said something about a family. And I was like, oh, I'm joining the goat soap family. And I got the goat soap, and I was like, not into it. I was like, oh my God, I bought into the hype of the goat soap. Side tangent of weird. Okay, and then this is lepidolite. Oh, I didn't realize you could see the translucency by putting it here on the selenite. You can see, because see that rectangle in the center? That is my sticker, so I know which one it is. This is C. So it's actually a really translucent piece that took a dive. Let's see if we can get it again. There you can kind of see the little sheen down here at the bottom part. But okay, high quality lepidolite like this is not, you don't find that everywhere. Okay, this is high quality, it is polished, it is smooth, it is, you know, super cool. This one I would keep in my pocket, even though it's not an inexpensive piece. I would still keep this one in my pocket, because lepidolite's like micronized lithium. You keep it in your pocket, you rub it on your hand. I don't know how much of that's actually going to get on your skin. Like I've shown you guys before with like, this is like not a top grade piece of lepidolite. They work the same. But this is what I keep for anxiety. Calm me down. Get that good old lithium in my skin, allegedly. I am not a doctor. See a doctor. But I use regular lepidolite. It comes in sheets like this. Okay, so this is like natural. Sometimes you can find bubble lepidolite where it looks like little bubbles, kind of like hematite. Anyway, but this is polished, so I don't know that you're going to get a lot of that rubbing off on your skin. Probably not. They might lacquer it or something here. But still same effects. You're just not probably going to get any stuff rubbing off onto your finger, and maybe you don't want that. Maybe you're like, ew, no, don't want that. Thanks. Okay, so let me put that back in its little home. Okay, so those are going to be on the site. So throughout the month of November into, I think, the first or second week of December, there's going to be discounts on my website on AlyciaWicker.com. So if you're looking to pick up something, there's going to be discounts there. I don't usually do a lot of discounts on my website. But if you wanted to get something for the Christmas, then you might want to pick up something during these discounts coming up. Obviously, there's probably going to be better discounts, probably. I say that like I have no idea. I'm a one-woman band over here. Coming up for closer to the Black Friday and the Cyber Monday. I don't even know if we have those anymore. Whole other topic. Okay, so let's look into Amelia Earhart. Okay, we're going to see. Let me read you what I wrote. Well, copy-pasted. I didn't write this shit. I just wanted to get us all up to speed on the same page because I didn't know half of this stuff. All right. Amelia Earhart. Let's go start here. On July 2nd, 1937, Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan, took off from New Guinea. I totally forgot about Fred. Did you forget about Fred? I did. In a Lockheed Electra 10E on one of the last legs of their around-the-world flight, they were aiming for a tiny Howland Island just north of the equator in the Central Pacific Ocean. They couldn't find Howland, however, and despite many attempts, no one has been able to find them since. So theory number 1, open ocean crash near the destination. The official U.S. position is that Earhart and Noonan ran out of fuel on the way to Howland Island and crashed in the Pacific Ocean. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was at Howland to assist Earhart in this pre-radar era by providing radio bearings and a smoke plume. But owing to radio problems, communications is sporadic and broken. According to Itasca's radio logs, Earhart indicated she must be near the island but couldn't see it. And she was running low on gas, and the Electra never made it to the island. Theory number 2. Oh, dear. Nikumaroro. Okay. She was a Nikumaroro castaway. The International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery is investigating the hypothesis that Earhart and Noonan landed their Lockheed Electra 10E on Nikumaroro Island, a speck of a land 350 nautical miles southwest of Howland, when they couldn't find Howland. Theory number 3, the Marshall Islands conspiracy. A third theory is that Earhart and Noonan, unable or perhaps not intending to find Howland, headed north to the Japanese-controlled Marshall Islands, where they were taken hostage by the Japanese, possibly as U.S. spies. Another popular theory puts forth a rather creative solution to the Earhart mystery. Author W.C. Jameson wrote in Amelia Earhart Beyond the Grave that he interviewed the nephew of a former U.S. Army official who said it was common knowledge in high-ranking intelligence circles that Earhart was involved in an intelligence-gathering operation. She was a spy. He claimed that she survived the plane crash and she was taken prisoner by the Japanese, and after World War II, claims that she was repatriated to New Jersey, taking the name Irene Bolam, and became a banker. That's an interesting one to pick. Wonder who would pick that. I don't want to come back and be a banker. That's like math. Anyway, despite the fact that Bolam denied being Earhart and was sued for $1.5 million, people still latched onto this theory. They point out that the U.S. government doesn't have any documents supporting the idea that she was a U.S. spy. Well, shit, they don't have a lot of documents for a lot of other things that we think, so that doesn't really help that one clear that up. Anyway, according to that theory, she took the name Irene Craig Mile, then married Gary Bolam, and became Irene Bolam, who later died in New Jersey in 1982. Theory number 4, aliens. The area of the South Pacific where Earhart had disappeared, is reportedly a hotbed for alien activity. Some conspiracy theorists say Amelia Earhart, while flying over the Pacific, made contact with otherworldly life. The baseless claim, of course it's always baseless when it comes to the aliens, says aliens took Amelia Earhart to another planet, cryogenically froze her, then later on defrosted her for biological exams, and then that somehow led to her founding an entire off-world civilization of alien aviators. Okay, that last part, that just sounds dumb. She wasn't that good at her job. She got fucking lost. So no. Okay, anyway. Theory 5, the Buka Island wreck. The Project Blue Angel researchers are now investigating the wreck near Buka Island, suggesting that Earhart may have crashed after turning back towards Papua New Guinea due to fuel concerns. Is the only... Okay, whatever. They're talking about themselves and how awesome they are. Okay, the aircraft happens to be in 100... Okay, so they must have found an aircraft there. I think this was 2019 when this article was written that I found. Happens to share some consistencies with the plane that Earhart flew. Granted that there were a handful of planes that were very similar. There's a ton of Name our crack, please. There's a ton of planes in the ocean. So... Which makes me wonder... We had the Roswell crash. They found the wreckage of that. I'm just wondering, maybe, who knows, we wouldn't know. I'm wondering how many UFOs are crashed in the ocean that we don't know about. Because that's one of those things that I am convinced of, about the aliens and flying in the ocean and stuff. I swear, I think that they're connected, that they go over here to the Norco Navy base and they pop up in the little Norconians lake over there. I'm totally convinced that's something that happens. Why would you have a Navy base in a desert? Just saying. Anyway, let's get into Amelia Earhart and see what her and Fred were up to. They never mentioned what Fred was doing. Did Fred become, like, instead of becoming a banker, did Fred become like a dry cleaner? We don't know. No one's mentioned Fred. F Fred. No one gives a crap. Poor Fred. All right. Let's look into this and see if we can figure out what happened to good old Amelia. There's a whole bunch of crazy crap that's like, if you've been with me for a bit and we've been doing these readings here with the True Crime and Conspiracy deck, I don't think we've ever seen a cross section like this where we're getting like parts of the Eyes Wide Shut crew in here. We're getting, well, this kind of always goes with the Eyes Wide Shut crew here, right? That we're getting part of that. This imprisonment, this would go over here maybe. That we're also get the aliens for $200, Alec. That we have this that could be a part of the Eyes Wide Shut crew. That we have also this going on, the war, propaganda, there's some treason, there's some abuse, neglect. I think there's a whole bunch of shit going on here. Okay, then we have this burial at some point is going to tell me that she was somewhere to be buried, dying of natural causes, not before she was abused. Perhaps she was found over here in the mountains, somewhere place that has mountains and beach, but she's doing some secret work. We have the, this is like a smorgasbord of crazy shit. All right, so let's get into it. I'm curious what this next card's going to be. Weird science. All right. This is enough to deal with right here, though. All right. What? I'm gonna put that over here. Let's start digging in with our clarifier tokens. This is a whole bunch of weird. Let's start with the aliens. I'm not quite sure what we got going on. We have a love match here. Yeah, this is love, struck through the heart, and we've got a phone call. So they're expecting a call or a message. Okay, so these guys are here, and I'm not sure what the love connection is. Maybe she was a secret alien. I don't know. But they were expecting a phone call, or they were going to call her, okay? So the aliens were, like, going to reach out and touch someone. All right. Then we have our faction here, the Eyes Wide Shut crew. We've got all sorts of things. We've got an artist. So we're trying to paint a picture. We have the stealthy, the shark, I believe, says stealthy predator. Unseen danger. Okay, so there's an unseen danger here, and we're listening with the ears. So there's like listening, there's surveillance, we're paying attention, we're hammering the details in, and there's an idea. 70. There's ideas. Okay, so we have some ideas. we've got a stealthy, this is like a side thing. There's something over here. This is a side thing. Not quite sure. I have to ruminate on that. There's something else going on. This is all interesting. We didn't even get there. We had the propaganda war. Time was running out. 27. Please tell me that's a disguise. That would be hilarious. Disguise! And then we have 103. Is this like traveling? Spending time in nature? Or a vacation? Okay, so she's going... She's out there. Time is of the essence. There's something else going on. So she's in disguise, which leads us down over here to, we have a spider, trickster, being creative. We have the home, which is a home, I believe. I don't think we need to dig deeper. Yeah, so she's living somewhere else, or she was. I think she should be kicking it with the pill bugs by now. Well, yeah, we had burial. Oh, I heard noise outside. I forgot. Now we're in windy season, so it's annoying world. Okay, and this is the world. This is completion. She completed her surveillance work, which goes a part of this. So all of this goes together. So this is she's some secret agent, double agent, doing some kind of actual shit. We have 77. There was success here with whatever that symbol is. I never can remember. Vibes. Success vibes. Okay, she was successful at doing whatever this secret surveillance undercover work was. Okay, so she's successful doing that. Okay, so let's move that. This, I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Okay, so this is important to pay attention to. There was some type of engagement here. In 59, remember when I said our next card was going to be weird science? We have a little bio sign. I wonder if that... Yeah, scientific minded. This I'm getting... being captured. She's being captured. This. She and Fred, I believe, this tells me she and Fred were struggling at some point, got imprisoned somewhere. They got imprisoned. They formed a bond while they're imprisoned there together. So eventually, like, there's a success, okay, of their undercover agent work. Like, they weren't left out there in the lone. They were out there. They were in contact with government officials, okay, allegedly, for entertainment purposes. They're in contact with authorities. So they're doing some type of work out there. They get caught, and then they're used as science experiments, or whatever you would call that when you're, yeah, I guess you're a human experiment. Yeah. They're waiting on a call from the aliens. I'm not quite sure. The aliens were somehow involved in this. Now, the Eyes Wide Shut crew, this somehow, I'm wondering how they tie into this. We're having you be a secret spy. You get in prison. They're using you as a human experiment. All right, in burial, we have here a maple leaf, I believe, and a bed. So getting well, natural. Okay, so she died of natural causes. Okay, this is shedding the old, burial with the fall leaf, maple leaf. Shedding the old, burial. So this is saying she had a natural passing, like kind of like died of old age or some shit, whatever. Okay. So that wouldn't be I crashed in the ocean. So there's our first, for sure, she didn't crash in the ocean, okay? She's working over here as a spy. Now, mountains and beach, this is kind of interesting why we have this weightlifter and this like peace flower. Okay, so there's hope on the beach and working out. Mountains, strength, power in the mountains. Like they're in shape? Need more on that. Is that wedding bells? Yeah, wedding, marriage, beach, mountains, and wake up, smell the coffee, and then like time. Tick tock. Tick tock on the clock, get 'em. Stop, stop, stop. Am I on crack? Does that not say 7? Yeah, it says 7. What does 7 say here? Safety pin. But then it says wake up time. Time is of the essence. Time was of the essence here, but there's some type of partnership with somebody. It's peace. I'm wondering if this is the part of the partnership. Her and Fred somehow like connect into this like relationship. Or maybe she and Fred were already like in a secret relationship. I mean, they say that Amelia's husband was continuing to push for them to search, right? But it looks like her and Fred are committed. So there's some like love between her and Fred. Bond, relationship. They're working together. It's like they have each other's back. Interesting. So Amelia and Fred are spies. Dying of natural causes, living their life out. Okay, they finish their job doing their spy work. What these little turds have to do with anything, I'm not sure yet. So let's continue to dig in here. Okay, we're going to start here with the culties. How weird. It's starting to make me wonder if the Eyes Wide Shut crew is like always linked into government things at some point, which seems to make sense. But it's almost like there's they're not. I don't know where it is. There's a certain line apparently that where they can get more say in the matter. It's almost like this is a part, like while Amelia and Fred are in this operation, they are trying to be like, whoa, this operation's wrapping up too quick, and we want something else. We have this idea of something else we want done while we're there. Perhaps what they're looking for could be the substance. You know, the substance, the children's. Because like there's something here. It's almost like a experimentation. The artistry is coming in where it's almost like there's some type of little ones that they're like, hey, those are like exotic. I want to try something with them. So it's kind of like, this is like, okay, so Eyes Wide Shut crew, in terms of this, is throwing in a request over here to the government operation saying, hey, while you're there, if you could, pick up some, because we want to do some weird science-y shit. So they also, theirs is a different thing than what was done with Amelia and Fred while they're imprisoned, okay? So that's what these people somehow have connections. I'm sure in time we'll find out how deep and where those connections are with a lot of things. But they were trying to put in a request. It doesn't look like they got their request, but okay. So they're putting in a request. Alrighty, weirdos. Let's put these little yuckos that show up every time into our stuff. Let's see about the aliens, like what they're waiting on a call. What the hell? The aliens were like, call me, like if you get in trouble, like a backup plan, like call me. We're coming in, we call the cavalry, we're coming in. Like Winston Wolfe. Winston Wolfe here was gonna be the backup to come help them, and like they're sitting there waiting and like they're not getting the help that they need. So they didn't have to go through all this shit over here, imprisonment and all this kind of stuff. That they were gonna get a call, like they could have called the aliens. This is like, it's like they could have called the aliens to get some help, some backup, whatever this thing is they're doing, and they don't call because there's some type of like, we've got this. Like, really, I don't know. I know you're going to be shocked. I'm not a spy. I'm just saying, I don't know if there's certain spies that have a certain amount of ego within them where they think they're like spies of the world and they get super confident. But it feels like Fred and Amelia here were getting kind of confident in their britches. So perhaps they were doing other things before, and then this time it just kind of went a little too much. So they had backup here to get out of a situation, and they didn't use it. Okay. The story's going in places I did not expect. Okay, so let's look here with all the weird science and imprisonment, right? This is when they're getting trapped here. Well, what do we have over here? This is all a part of their work. Well, let's do this first. That makes more sense. Let's do the work first. Let's talk about their work. See if we can find out about the work they're doing. Oh, welcome, Sneaky Snacker. We've missed you. Okay. This is like going back in and recovering something of value for the powers that be. There's something over there that they're trying to recover for the powers that be. It's very valuable, but it's almost like one of those things what we don't want to have a war over. So we're doing this covertly. Okay? So it was kind of like, we can't have a war. This thing is apparently like super important. Whatever they're sending these two over there to get. It was very important. There was trying to figure out how we're going to do this and whatever. So this seems to be like a perfect cover for them, right? Because they want to get in there and get this thing that's very valuable, and they're being sneaky snackers about this shit. So this work is about this. Okay, so they're sending these two over to do this. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to be able to figure out a location where they were doing this, though. I'm not quite sure without getting out the pendulum and a map to figure out where they were going. Maybe that's another video, but they're going out here to go recover something, right? So while they're trying to recover this, but apparently we look like we're getting imprisoned. So let's look into the imprisonment. Dude, Fred and Amelia, I think they were knocking boots, man. They're like hooked up. Let me see. I can move these over here. Okay, so Fred and Amelia, they were knocking boots, in my opinion, allegedly for entertainment purposes. They're doing something here, and they were separated. And it does look like they were trying to give them, like, do science experiments on them, giving them substances, and just seeing, like, what they were doing. Like they got caught, like, overconfident spies. Overconfident spies who thought that they could handle this. They could not handle this. And yeah, they got separated here. I think at some point then she pulled like, do you know who I am? Kind of shit. I don't know how that really works when you're pretending to be a spy or undercover as a spy. But it looks like she's trying to pull the, do you know who I am? Do you have any idea who I am? Like, Fred can't pull it because nobody knows who the fuck Fred is, really. And he's just kind of like, I gotta wait here on Amelia to help us get out of this shit. Because, whatever. Now, Amelia's looking at this, pulling the, do you know who I am, as a risky move, right? But, at some point, they verify to see if that's who she is, and somehow they're connecting back to, like, I was going to say State Department. I don't know who the fuck they connect back at the, who do you call at the government to say, hey, is she legit? We've got her, but we want to know, is she legit? Like, I don't know, somehow, back channels, whatever. They're finding out that she's, like, who she says she is at some point. And so they're, like, letting her leave or get out of the fucking imprisonment for, because of who she is when she pulled the do you know who I am card. Because that was going to be a whole bigger thing. So it's almost like they were going to get exposed. Like, somehow there's back channel communications about this, okay? I don't think they got their fucking thing, though. I don't think they got their thing. Whatever the super expensive thing was. Like, it's success. I think we got success somewhere here. But it wasn't a total success, was it? Work success. Their surveillance. They must have got other information, though. That must have come up, too. And they wanted to have the war, but they didn't want it. That's expensive war. But I don't think they actually got the thing they were looking for. They must have got other information, though, for it to be a success or to use this strategy. Something else was a success about it, but they didn't get the thing they were looking for. Anyway, so then she and Fred, apparently, do you know who I am, helps get out of jail, literally. Okay, well, this entire read took me someplace I would have never expected. Never in a bazillion years. This was not something I would think. Okay, so if you have any more ideas about this and Amelia Earhart and what you saw here in the read, you can fill in the blanks. Please do, because I'm totally interested in seeing what else you guys know. You always know these interesting things that I have no clue about. And like I said, there's a discount going on at AlyciaWicker.com. So if you want to go get True Crime and Conspiracy, or that's Tell It Like It Is Tarot, True Crime and Conspiracy deck, or Tell It Like It Is Tarot, or maybe you want to get these really super awesome crystals, you know where to find them. All right, with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Adios.